This is the second part of the video that I did for the Grisaille, this oil painting method that I wanted to try for the first time. I will put a link to the previous video in my comment box section below. I wanted to try a new method regarding oil painting, and I wanted to test if this Grisaille method will be effective. In the previous video, I prepared the Grisaille and I let it dry, and now I will do the painting part. I'm laying down on the palette the color I'm going to use for the painting. I'm not going to tell you all the name of the colors. Maybe I will list them maybe somewhere on the screen. But I divided my colors into different palettes. One palette is for the warm color, and the second palette will be the cool tone. So I'm going to explain the process of my painting and how I'm doing it. And we will also try to see if this Grisaille method, which is under painting that I did with gray scale tone, has an effective effect on the painting, if I see a difference, and I will share my thoughts, and if it is a good technique to use, maybe even for me in the future. So you can see here that I'm putting some medium, this Sennelier medium gel on the palette, but really I didn't really use it. So I just use the oil painting. Yes, I just use oil painting and of course linseed oil. And what I'm doing here, I'm applying a thin layer of linseed oil all over the canvas or the paper. Why I'm doing this is because the painting is really dry, and I'm thinking that it's better maybe to start, before starting the painting, it's better to put this smooth layer of oil, and will be mixed like this with the painting, and maybe we'll get a better effect. I'm not sure if it is the right technique, because there is this rule in oil painting that you have to paint fat over lean. But we can say that my underpainting, I use quite a lot of medium, like the thinner. So I suppose I'm doing right, because now I'm going to use only the oil painting with the linseed oil. And finally, I didn't use the gel medium that I put on the palette. So I suppose I'm doing fat over lean, the right technique. So if you know, please put a comment in the section box below. So I'm starting with the background, the color background. Regarding the thematic of my painting, I want to paint a young man with a narcissus flower in his hand, and I imagine this young man in the fields with a lot of greenery, and the sky is very dramatic, because it's a sunset sky. So there will be a lot of orange, pink, purple. So a lot of warm tones, and also I want to put a lot of contrast. I mean, I will try to put a lot of contrast to give this dramatic light and shadow when the sun is setting down. So I'm starting here with the background. So I put a layer of orange, which will be the base of the sky. Then now I'm putting some green for the field. What I'm noticing immediately is maybe I think it's because of this underpainting. It's really easy to layer the color, and the color are quickly visible. Usually when you paint directly on the white canvas or on a white oil paper, it's not easy to layer the color and to get the shade you want. But I think with the underpainting, it enables the paintings to be more visible, and to work quicker, and also to use less oil painting. And I remember when I was talking about the Grisaille technique, and when I read about this technique on internet, the experts say that Grisaille enables the oil painter to waste less painting, and I think it is true. During the whole process, it was easy to layer the color and to find the right shades, and also I use less painting. So I think if you want to spend less money with your oil painting, I think it's a good method to do first this grisaille technique. And also the underpainting I did with oil painting, but you can do also underpainting with acrylic, for example. So maybe something I will do next time with maybe a different medium. And you can paint over acrylic with oil painting. So I think, and also the result I got at the end, I was very satisfied with the result. And I think it's a method that I'm going to use from now. The result of the painting was very smooth. Something that it's quite difficult to get. When I started oil painting for the first time, it was difficult to get this really smooth effect, a bit like a classical or traditional painting. But I think with the underpainting, and also because I put this thin layer of linseed oil at the beginning, all over the canvas, yes, I managed to get this effect aspect of the painting, which is very smooth and shiny. And I think it's a good method if you really want to get this kind of effect when you want to oil paint. Also, I did a grisaille, which is normally gray scale tones, but I think you can do grisaille with another color. For example, I know some people prefer to use sepia colors or maybe a brownish color. I did grisaille because I really wanted to try the technique as it is traditionally used. Normally, grisaille should be with gray, but you can do, I think, another color, even green. I don't know. Maybe you can get. I think if you put an underpainting, depending of the color, also the oil painting that you will put over this underpainting can give you a very interesting effect. And I'm really looking forward as well to trying this kind of different effect with oil painting. So I think at the end I'm trying to experiment with oil painting, and it gives me also the desire to oil paint more. I like to use many technique when I'm drawing or when I'm doing art, but oil painting starts really to win my heart, I would say. Yeah, I think it's when you start oil painting, it's true that people say, oh, if you never paint with oil, you cannot really understand why artists love to, when they start with oil painting, they want only to continue with oil painting. And now I start to understand why some artists want to do only oil painting when they start to do it, because they enjoy it so much that they don't want to go back to another medium, even if you sometimes of course very famous oil painter do other medium, but mainly they only want to paint with oil painting. So maybe I will let you watch me paint. So I did, as you see, a time lapse of my oil painting. It was done in 2 days. And yes, maybe I'll let you watch the time lapse, and maybe it's useful for you to understand how I process. I'm not going to explain every step. You can see by yourself. If you have any question about the mixing of the color, or how I paint some elements of the painting, like the flowers or the fields or the sky, please leave a comment below. I will answer gladly. And yes, I'll let you watch. Thank you. We are approaching at the end of the painting. I like the result. Maybe the contrast could have been done better. Maybe I wanted deeper contrast with the shadow and the light. But yes, I'm progressing, and I'm hoping that next time it will be better. Regarding the butterfly, I had to did it twice. I'm still not satisfied with the butterfly, but I think I will leave it like this. I really hope that you liked the video and that you learned something from it. I learned a lot from this technique that I want to continue for sure. I never told this before, but if you are interested by one of my painting or by one of my drawing, you can still contact me if you want to collect them. Again, thank you for watching, and see you for the next video. Bye bye.